Jarl of Goats here with Crew Crusaders, and today I come to you to bring you part 3 of episode 4. You heard right, part 3 and not part 2. Sadly, for some reason during the recording process, part 2 became corrupt. So I just wanted to go over what happened with the group. Of course, the group went to the witch's house to recover, and they were given the blessing that returned them to full health. In the morning, they decided to depart. Now, upon their way, the day was sunny, traveling went just fine, a little slower than normal, but that was because of botched survival roll, of course, which seems to be a theme in this campaign. But as they were traveling, they noticed that there was a crow flying up ahead. And the crow, although by appearance looked completely normal, with their superb perception, they noticed that the crow was actually watching them as it flew. It would look down over its wings and cast its eyes upon them as they walked. And our ranger, Grim, expertly pulled out his short bow, mind you, and made an extremely difficult shot, killing the crow instantly. Our monk, Kethra, she decided to pick the crow up and put it in a bag so that she could keep it, but with Grim's expert advice, he did let her know, hey, no, we should leave that here. That could be bad. That could be tainted, and we don't want any part of that. So they did end up leaving the crow behind. As they approached the mine, there was more activity there. It seems Mitchell got some of his people out who were in the top story scavenging what the goblins left behind since you cleared them out. And you got to see that he has quite a few people with him. Unfortunately, the rest of them are still trapped on the 3rd floor. They all can't come to the surface. They have to go one by one. He tells you that there's only one way to the 3rd floor effectively, and that's passing the 2nd floor, which is currently infested by creatures who also have a rat-like icon like the one that our dwarven friend Dag had confiscated. And it has changed them into horrifying goblin were-rats. The party understood that, was shown the entrance in the kitchen. And as it turns out, in one of the episodes when they first came up to the kitchen, they saw that there were some sacks of flour moving around, and they were scared, shut the door, and ran away. As it turns out, it's actually a really interesting mechanical device. It's a silvered platter that the dwarves made, where they could load barrels and bags and various different goods, and it will carry the goods wherever they need to go. So it was kind of like a mechanized lift, if you will. And of course, Dag, our engineer, was very interested in that as they passed by and kind of made a note to himself that he wanted to check it out later. They went to the kitchen and they went into, behind one of the cupboards was a dumbwaiter. I know it's a large dumbwaiter used for feasts. So all 4 of them could easily fit onto it. And they went down to the 2nd story. And when they got to the 2nd story, it was completely black. Now, I have to hand it to my players because I had them describe the scene to me. I wanted them to tell me what the warehouse looked like. And they described that there were some boxes that had been there from when the ancient dwarves lived there and were mining there productively. But there were also various goods that were scavenged from the area. I believe that was actually Astro's recommendation. And then Megan had mentioned that there were pictures on the wall of loved ones and different graphical scenes like battle and stuff like that. And these torches that had remained. And the torches were finally built, standing torches with braziers on top. And then Troll actually recommended that there was a red carpet of sorts that extended out the middle of the warehouse, indicating that it had at one point not been a warehouse, in fact, and it had actually been someplace very fine and very sophisticated, probably a meeting place. And then Doip finished up the narration of the warehouse as being a place where there was carvings done in the rocks that actually look more intricate than they normally should look, and religious in effect. So together the party kind of painted that this used to be a religious hall that they had stumbled upon that was now being converted into a warehouse by the goblins. And they didn't get very far in the pitch black before they were attacked by shapes hiding among the boxes that were attracted by Dag's headlamp that he had used instead of a torch, and the party was immediately attacked. But props to them, they took out 6 very high-level monsters and reaped all the experience points, all 450 apiece, mind you, without actually any loss of life to themselves. So they did an excellent job with the battle. And then episode 3, luckily the battle, because it was kind of an intense battle with bosses, or not with bosses, but with enemies that had a lot of health, most of part 2 was just one big battle. So you didn't miss much. Part 3 carries off right in the aftermath of the battle with pieces of goblin everywhere. And I hope you enjoy this show, and thank you very much. And welcome back to part 3 of episode 4, and we have just slain us some goblin were-rats in that warehouse, and very good job on the fight, guys. So, you are there in a dark warehouse, weapons out, blood dripping from them, yet there are no...
I must loot.
Okay, let's roleplay this, guys. So hang on one sec. So, Dag, how do you ask for help?
Where was I cut by? How was I attacked by that goblin?
When he pounced on you, he was just like stabbing at your arms and stuff.
Who has the bandages?
I does.
Kind of shuffle over to you, hold my. Do you have one of those bandages I can use? Kind of hurt here.
Yeah, I can give you one of those.
All right, so roll a 1d4. Troll, expend a bandage. Nice, 3 HP.
Yay.
Alright, so immediately you start feeling the healing effects of the herbs and the salve that was made from a lot of the flower petals and other natural ingredients at the hut. And it seems that the pain from the wounds is starting to subside as you bandage yourself.
There's some good bandages.
Alright, so since everybody's like, I must loot, I know that's what's on your mind, we're going to start with Nightbreed.
Well, Nightbreed, still kind of full of adrenaline from the battle, is going to light a torch now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start... He is looking specifically for another one of the containers with that mark on it. So he's not interested in the loot, he just wants to come for the piece.
Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
Okay.
Six. Okay, yeah, you don't find any of those boxes. All right, next up's Dag.
I'm gonna...
Oh, actually, you know what? I apologize. The first in the turn order was actually Kethra, so I'm going to go ahead and hand the wheel to her. I did not realize that the turn order was all goofed. And then, Dag, you can go after her.
I want to look for weapon. Like if there's any weapon crates or anything like that.
All right, roll an investigation.
Fuck, oh.
Most of these crates are unmarked. You do find several of them that look like they had weapons in them at one point, but they're very old crates. And a couple of the short swords you find in there are the dinged up short swords that the goblins are using. Most of the stuff they sold is purely food, trinkets, shinies. All right,
Nothing
so
really useful.
you asked for weapons. There are no weapons. Dag, it's your turn.
I am going to get back to checking out like these paintings or what decorations on the wall.
All right. Go ahead.
And part of it, like if there's any carvings in the walls as well, words to read, things like that. So stone cutting.
I'll let you do a history, I'll let you do a religion, or I will let you do an investigation. Nat 20. You were right. This used to be... It actually appears that the mine belonged to a dwarven settlement, which may be built deeper into the mine, or it may be actually outside the mine itself. But this was the shrine to the dwarven god. And what was the dwarven god again? Is that the one you believe in? Or oh, yeah, you don't believe in gods.
Yeah.
But basically, the mark of the anvil with the lightning strike going through it's on a lot of the engravings, albeit a little abstract. The place was definitely carved with care. You're thinking it was carved with blessed masonry tools. As for the paintings, these are paintings done by various people that are telling stories of heroic adventures where somebody had saved the town or did a good thing for them and passed away. Whether it be in battle or working the mines, or even just being a great member of society and then dying surrounded by his friends. The lamps are so that you can admire the paintings, and the light is supposed to be filled with oil and be very soft, and it's supposed to, it's considered holy oil because it is blessed, and it allows you to come here and almost like, according to your people, it's almost like a confession where you come and you tell the sins. So you talk to the heroes and fathers and warriors and heroines, and you talk to them about your troubles, or you talk to them for guidance and strength. At some point, this entire place had been completely desecrated and turned into a warehouse. Judging by how long some of these items have been here, you're judging that it most likely wasn't the work of the goblins. All right, next up is Grim.
Are you muted, troll? I think he's
Yeah,
muted.
he's muted in Discord. There we go.
So I would like to investigate this box.
So you just go to the first stack of boxes. Okay, roll and investigate.
Investigation. Investigation.
A lot of them are full of clothing and linens that are far too old to be useful. They're starting to fall apart. Any of the food and anything valuable that was in these has been taken. Some of the shinies that they're collecting are just things like copper pots, brass kettles. Nothing valuable per se. But you don't really find anything interesting in that first stack. Kethra?
Oh, I'm going to, which crates would I have already checked that, or does it matter?
You checked for weapons on all the crates. You just kind of looked around for weapons boxes and didn't see any.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll specifically check.
But you can say for sure, because your investigation was high, you can pretty much be sure that there's no weapons.
Yeah, I just want to, now I'm looking for the stuff that we actually came for.
Roll an investigation. All right. You happen to find on the ground straw, and it matches the straw that was inside the crates in the wagon. And the straw appears to lead to this stack of boxes here. Okay. Do you want to tell everybody that? And if so, please, in character, how do you tell them?
I kind of yell, "Hey guys, I think the stuff we're looking for is over here in this box," and gesture to the one.
Since Nightbreed's next, I assume Nightbreed's actually probably nearby because he's checking the crates. Do you want to bring your torch over?
Yeah, yes I do.
So you will go over to this box of crates, and this one looks like a lot of newer boxes, more recent boxes. And there's a bundle of cloth bags and stuff on one side and a bunch of boxes on the other. And there is straw all over the bundled cloth.
I'm gonna start looking through it with
With Kethra, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you open the cloth rolls. They are pretty secure, and sure enough, there's the 4 remaining pieces.
Ooh, I'm actually gonna stick the piece that we have in. Who has that piece? Oh, well, it's left with the machine. That's right.
Yeah,
then
'cause
I
they
am-
They are big.
Yeah, they're about as big as an arm.
Oh man.
So we
Right.
each have to carry one.
No. What's your strength, Nightbreed?
My strength is 14.
So you have pretty good strength, like bodybuilder strength.
If I can, well, what I would like to do is basically bundle it up and wear it on my back like.
Yeah, it's already bundled. That's exactly how it got here. Absolutely.
I'm gonna load it on my shoulders.
Yep, you
On my
heft
back.
it over. Just call it like 50 extra pounds.
Okay.
Not anything that's going to prevent you from moving, but could potentially prove to be a skill challenge.
All right, everybody. Is there anything else we need to be doing down here?
Seems to me we've done all we came to do.
So you guys want to head back to the dumbwaiter?
Kind of want
I'm
to check
good
for
to get
secret
out of
rooms, but
here.
that's all that I can think of.
All right, roll and investigate. As you're searching around, you end up finding that this smaller picture here has a hole behind it,
I
like
peer
a
in.
little box hole, and the picture swivels out, and there's a tiny box on there.
I grab the box and open it.
The box doesn't open. It's got a lock on it.
Oh, I'll just grab the box and stick it in my pack for now.
Okay. To describe what the box looks like to you, it's a black wooden box with ornate mithril borders. And the top of it has an ornate mithril handle. And it looks like there's a slot so that people can put things in it. And as you pick it up to move it, you hear the sound of coins rolling around in a wooden box.
Ooh,
Nifty.
tiny.
So yeah, you slip that into your bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Steals
So-
somebody's money.
You could put black box full of coins, and it weighs approximately like 6 pounds.
Coo. I'm good to go now.
All right. So you guys are ready to leave?
Yep, I'll start heading towards the dumbwaiter.
Excellent. So you get to the dumbwaiter, and you step right onto the platform. There's actually now that you guys have a torch instead of just a directional headlamp, you guys have a good sight, like look around the elevator, and there's a small, what looks like a spring-activated lever.
Ooh.
On the inside of the elevator. is that
On
what
the
you're
inside
saying?
of the elevator, yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So once everybody's in, then I'll hit that switch.
Yeah, you hit the switch, and then it goes and starts going down. And
Wait
you
a
look
minute, down.
and you look up at the first floor as it gets further away from you.
Uh-oh. I take the pack off and ready my sword.
Where in the hell?
Yeah, so you set the heavy stones down and you ready your sword. Your torch kind of like filters light underneath the thing. And then all of a sudden it goes... And there's just a dark room in front of you.
Okay, so are there no doors or anything then?
No.
I'm gonna like stick my torch out to try to get as far of a look as I can.
I have dark vision. Do I see anything?
Do you want to turn off your light? Because your light is messing with your dark vision. So is the torch. You'd have to step away from the torch.
Doesn't extra light just enhance what I see?
Nope. Dark vision works like pitch black.
Okay.
So when bright lights are around, you're like, ah, just like Riddick was in that movie.
Does anybody know where I got Agathor's spellbook from?
That was, Agathor is the old man, and you found that in the well.
Oh, okay.
Because you decided to go down the well, and you found it in that little outcropping.
Oh, right, okay.
And
Yeah,
luckily
I'll come
they
back
didn't
now.
drop you. Luckily they didn't drop you into the zombie pit.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
I have my helmet off, and I'm kind of cupping my hands around my eyes to block out some of the light.
Yeah, so you're.
And seeing this, I'll shine my torch.
You could
away
just
from
walk
him
right
also.
back into the elevator, and then the room will be pitch black again.
That was what I will do then.
All right, so yeah, so Dag, you step into the room, and it's just a smooth room that's relatively square. It looked like it had a lot of beds down here at one point, but the mattresses have long been dissolved. And there's a door on the other end that is barred with 3 figures slumped at the bottom of it.
Dag,
Am
what do
I
you
able
see?
to see what the figures are? Are they too far out?
You can get a little closer. Why don't you roll stealth? You don't have to get too much closer, but I'd like to know how noisy you're being.
I'm trying my damnedest to be quiet.
Well, okay, so that I guess that is as Dag is looking in, Nightbreed does. He's like, Dag, what do you see?
All right, so I'm gonna actually say that your poor stealth roll goes into that.
He
You're all like,
spooked me.
Dag, what do you see? And you just go, ah! One of the figures holds its head up and looks right at you.
Oh,
Oh, nothing. Just baking a cake.
Do I see what it is?
You see it's kind of like holding its hand up like this. And then it starts to stand.
Like
I
what?
can't see what you're doing.
Oh, sorry. Duh. Forgot about that. It's holding its hands up like above its head, like trying to shield out the torchlight that's coming towards its eyes. And then once it kind of looks at you a little more, it slowly stands up, and its small emaciated form stands erect. And then it starts to approach you with a staggered step.
What is it?
You can't tell from here. You're a little too close to the torch.
Just throw some at it.
Well,
Swing an axe at
friendly, you don't want to throw anything at it.
it.
then it
Swing an
won't
axe at
work
it.
anymore.
Stab it with a sword.
Since it already knows that it can see me and I
Who
can
are
see
you?
it, I'm just gonna flip on my light and try and blind.
Alright, so you flip on your light, and you see what looks like a really, really emaciated peasant. Behind him is a woman, and she's holding a small child. And he goes, ah! And he kind of takes a step back or two. And he's holding the hands in front of his face, barring the light from hitting his eyes with his arms as he's trying to peek in between his arms to get a better look at you.
Who are you?
Do you say that?
Who has who?
No, hang on. Did you say that,
would
Grim?
have-
No, that's why
Okay.
I use the voice.
Go ahead.
Who among us has like water or basic
I do.
You all have trail rations,
Okay.
which assumes you have enough water as well.
Nightbreed, give Grim the torch. Grim, or Nightbreed, come with me.
And don't you have a
hand
device
you-
that makes water?
Nah, it's not prepared.
Oh.
I hand Grim the torch and approach Dag with my sword, ready.
I kind of put my hand over the light so it takes a bit of the edge off, but we can still see easily. It's not blinding.
Oh, like
And,
maybe you cup your hand over it. Have you ever put your hand over a flashlight so that
Yeah.
it does that weird pink light?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing that, and he lowers his hands, and what do you do?
I reach out and hand him a skin.
He sees the water skin, and he stumbles forwards like 3 or 4 steps and grabs it and takes a drink from it. And it's a long drink, and there's water just dribbling down his chin, and then he goes... And then he turns around and just starts stumbling towards the woman, and he cradles her head backwards and takes the drink and puts it in her mouth, and she drinks from it slowly at first, but then as she regains strength, she lets go of the child's head so that she can hold the water skin, and the child's body flumps to the ground.
Oh, dead baby.
Aww.
What's that dude's name up above in the first floor?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Do you people know Mitchell? Are you of Mitchell's family?
He kind of pauses and he's like, yeah. And he puts his hand to his throat as if to massage it. Yes, we are. When the undead broke out, we were all separated, and my family had none of the soldiers with us. We had to bar our way in here. And he doesn't say anything else.
Well, we've come down with the elevator. We can bring you back up.
The elevator. The only way you can bring the elevator down is if you were on the 2nd floor. And he looks at you guys and he sees blood on you. He just kind of
Cleared out the 2nd floor.
None of you were bit.
Nope.
They tried.
He looks relieved, and the woman just starts crying in relief, and she slumps her head back, and her arms fall to her sides, and she just looks at her child and holds her hands up, and it's as if she's like realizing like, oh my god, he's dead, and she just kind of puts her hands over her eyes and just weeps. The man senses it, and he's like, would one of you please be willing to carry my son?
I will do it.
He nods, and then he goes over to his wife, and he looks to you to wait for you to pick his son's body off of her.
I am extremely careful and gentle doing this.
Even though when you lower your hand, your light shines up, they're kind of used to it now, so they're not flinching too far away. Before you lies the sight of an 8-year-old boy who is just completely emaciated. Like, he definitely starved to death. And his passing was recent. His blood is still a little warm.
Healing potion?
Oh,
Oh.
wait. How recent?
Within the last couple hours.
I have my defibrillator.
Okay, but I don't know how that will work against somebody who's starved to death. But we'll see. Go ahead and use it. I'm going to make you roll a medicine check, because I want to see this thing. Depending on how good that is, it'll let me know what the chances are.
1 sec, let me find it in the book again for the description.
The power of Christ compels me. Boom.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's unconscious or dying. It's not already dead. Never mind.
Yeah. You try if you want. You're like, live, Johnny 5!
Nah, I wouldn't risk that.
Alright, so, yeah, I mean, you pick his body up, and he's just kind of like, I mean, he's scary light. A kid like this, an 8-year-old, that weighs about as much as a 3-year-old.
It's like you almost throw him.
Doip, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you because you're a dwarf, but you're pretty sure there's some ceremonial burial cloths on the second floor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, so you start walking towards the elevator, and the two of them follow slowly behind. As the man walks forward, he passes Nightbreed first and extends his hand for a weak shake.
Nightbreed is very heartfelt as he grabs the man's hand, and he's like, I'm sorry for your loss.
He just, with watery, mirrored eyes, nods, and then continues walking and shakes Grimm's hand.
I give him a light shake back so I don't break him.
And he walks up to Kethra and extends a hand out, almost leaning towards her to shake her hand.
I shake his hand.
And all the while, the wife is just buried in his chest, softly crying. She doesn't have the energy for it, honestly. It's the worst thing. She wants to grieve, but she can't. And yeah, everybody gets on the elevator.
Only I could use something from the spell book. Like, zombie baby.
Oh, that's terrifying. It's like, but I'm not dead. Bring out your dead. All right, so yeah, you guys get onto the platform, and the platform kind of sinks down with the added weight a little bit, not too much though. And you see that there's another spring that looks different than the spring lever before. And now that you think about it, the second story might have had an up lever, but at some point it must have been broken.
So we can't go back up.
No, you can from the bottom floor. You just can't from the second floor.
Oh, I get you.
So yeah, you yank on the other lever, Nightbreed, and do you put your pack back on?
Yes, I do.
You sling the pack over your back, and the thing goes, and you pass by the second story, and it just keeps going.
Remember, I was going to get the
Oh
barrel.
yeah, that's right. It goes up to the second story. That's right. So you step off.
I motioned, or I hand the child to Nightbreed and ask him to hold it for a sec.
He does very, very carefully.
Yeah, his head just kind of falls back and his mouth opens.
That's creepy.
Dag walks in.
And as I'm leaving the elevator, I kind of quiet. It's been a hell of a long time since I've had to do this before.
Yeah, that's got to be big for Dag, because you're in exile, right?
Yeah.
So, especially since this is more of a religious tradition. You know for a fact that these shrines usually have a priest's cabinet. It's where he keeps all his holy robes, sacramental cloths, and also the tithe box, which is a tax box that is kept out during sermons. It's usually made of mithril, and people can drop coins in there for donations to the church. And he usually hides it somewhere in the room, and it doesn't take you long to find that there's been a painting that's been disturbed. It looks like the goblins have robbed the priest's stash, and when you go in there, sure enough, there was recently a tithe box that was taken, but you do see a roll of burial robes behind it.
I am visibly annoyed and borderline furious that the box is missing, because while I don't care for the gods, I have respect for tradition, especially dwarf tradition.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, grave robbing is one thing, but robbing from a church, anybody who believes in the gods would be afraid.
I didn't know.
But yeah, you grab the burial cloths and you walk back to the elevator. And there's a certain ceremony that is done with these robes or these cloths. Do you lay it out and perform the ceremony, or do you just put the kid in it for haste reasons?
Oh yes, I'm very careful about this. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've.
You guys almost see a different side of Dag instead of the neurotic. Ooh, can I touch that? This seems very somber. How does that make you feel when you see him doing it? Nightbreed, as you're holding the kid?
Well, for one, I'm taking a great deal of respect is what I feel, because this is like dead children is a big thing for generally anybody, but my character has history with that. So
Okay.
he is kind of watching it with reverence.
Why don't you tell me about that moment in your history?
Well, that's what started my whole vigilante thing, was my family being killed, my wife and child. So I have been in a similar predicament.
So maybe, are you able to make eye contact with the parents that lost their son?
No, that was one thing I wanted to say earlier too.
Yeah.
Was like this is more emotion than he is used to showing ever. So he's not looking at anybody, and especially not looking at the child, but he's holding it like it's still alive. Not creepily, but gently.
Right. All right. So yeah, you guys get What do you feel about this, actually, Kendra, being a monk? In fact, if I may, do you have your own religious beliefs? Now that he's doing a burial ceremony, is there something that you feel obligated to do, or...
Gosh, I don't remember. It's been so long.
Make it up. Nobody really knows much about your monastery.
I don't
True that.
remember if I... One second. I don't remember if I picked a religion.
Yeah, we made a religion. You
Oh,
belong
we
to
did?
that one monastery in the forest that got burned down by the orcs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where would I put that? Damn.
I don't know, but we made the religion. We just never discussed funeral rites or anything. But think of a monastery. Think of any monastery.
Yeah, Megan, there
You're
was no
making up-
background.
You're making up the religion. It's your own
Oh.
religion that you made up. So there is no notes. There is no player's handbook. There's no internet searching. Just whatever you want. Maybe your monastery just fills a bunch of pinatas and breaks them open, and that's how you guys mourn the dead. So it's entirely up to you. Do you meditate? Do you pray? Do you light incense? What do you do?
I would probably light incense and candles and such around the body of the child when it was like being laid to rest, I should say.
All right, so I'm going to say that you actually go back into the warehouse and you find some candles and you come back and you pull out some of your ceremonial incense and you start lighting that up. Grim, what do you do?
I don't know. Not too much. They're already taking care of it, so I guess I'm just keeping an eye out, make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
And that absolutely makes sense, because I don't think rangers or anyone who lives out, like, rangers aren't family folk, typically. So, and when one of your...
standing there like, this is socially awkward for me.
Right, when one of your brothers dies, you throw him on a pyre and you burn him, or you put him on a boat and you shoot a flaming arrow at it.
Flame on!
So for you, this is kind of interesting and awkward.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. You know what? I'm going to give all of you inspiration points. If you spent yours, great. You've got another one. If you don't have one, now you have one. If you already have one, I'm sorry. And yeah, all of a sudden, the ceremony is finished, and you guys all did really good. They're all really impressed. Dweep, are you still glowering about the missing box, or are you over it?
Oh, I'm still upset about it. I'm
Yeah.
very upset.
So clearly you're not just sad, you're furious.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now you guys go back. What was that?
I said, oh yeah.
All right, now you guys, the elevator drops back down to the 3rd level. And then once you guys get to 3rd level, you hit the lever that goes up, and it goes all the way up to the 1st level. And as you come up, there are 4 guys with spears pointed at it, kind of like pacing around nervously. Mitchell's pacing at the table with a hand over his chin, and he glances up as he sees the dumbwaiter coming up, and he holds his hand out to his men as if to execute the order to attack. But once he sees it's you guys, he puts his hand down. And then he looks at the couple standing there, and the man and him make eyes, and he's like, Felix, And he runs past the tables, pushing past the guards, runs up to his brother and goes, "Oh my God, I thought you were dead." And gives him a hug. And he's like, "Oh, your wife, she's still alive." And he like hugs him, hugs the woman. And then he turns around to look at you guys and he sees the boy in Nightbreed's arms. And he just goes, "Oh my God." And drops to his knees and tears are welling up in his eyes and his hands are scraping at his head angrily, like he's pissed, and he just like tears in his rolling down his cheeks and stuff, and he looks up in the sky and he's like, "No!" And he just continues weeping, and the emaciated man stumbles forward and kneels down and he's like, "Brother, there was nothing that you could do," and just kind of embraces him and helps him with his grief. The other people don't look too impacted by it. I mean, they are, but they're not as stricken with grief as the others. I think you guys are getting a sense that when he says brother, he means brother.
Yeah, biologically.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there weeping on the floor as you're carrying this funeral roll.
This is obviously a family moment, so like Grimm, Nightbreed is trying to blend into the background.
Yeah, you guys have no problem blending in. You guys are standing in the back. The smell of incense is going through the lift, and Dag has the boy's body. Now, you may not know what to do with the body at this point, Dag, and I don't expect you to because you don't know what their cultures are, but there is a clean table in this kitchen now for you to set it on if you'd like.
Yeah, I set the child on the table and I stomp out of there. I just leave.
Do you head towards the exit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you head towards the exit. The little mechanical tray thing walks up to you and just kind of stops and watches you storm right on by.
Would you like some more?
And then continues doing what it's doing. Do you guys still stand there, or do you follow Dag out?
I'm following Dag out.
I actually want to take the box that I have and place it like by the child's feet, and then leave.
All right. Yeah. So you place the box by the child's feet. Yeah, and then so Kethra's out. Everybody's just kind of following suit.
Yeah, exit stage left.
Grim, you're the last one out, and all of a sudden you feel a shaky hand grab your shoulder and spin you around. And it's Mitchell, and his cheeks are shiny with wetness. And
Like, no.
he's like, "I don't know how I can ever repay a lot of you. And I would like to give you this." And he reaches into his shirt and he pulls out a black stone and he's like, "Here, it's dragon heart. It will fetch you a fine sum. It's been in my family for years, but my family needs to wake up from its past and move on." And he kind of clasps your fingers over it. Although it has great monetary worth, I would refrain from showing it to people, for most can't afford it, but most will want it.
I understand.
What I can tell you is that while you hold on to it, you can speak and understand the draconic language.
Ooh.
It's all I have to offer you.
I appreciate it. It's more than enough.
I have a funeral to
I'll
tend
keep
to.
it well hidden.
He turns around and doesn't even let you finish. He just walks back to the table.
Okay.
Dag, you storm out of the mine. I'm going to actually say that you're probably a couple minutes in front of everybody because of how fast you're moving. And the sun is starting to go down, but it's still shining bright in your face. What are you thinking in your alone time?
Oh, I'm not thinking quietly. I'm shaking my fist at the sky, swearing at all the dwarves for dragging me back into that religious mess again. I swore off all of that funerary stuff.
All of
And
a
I
sudden,
have to do it again.
as you're cursing and you're shaking your fist at the sky, the clouds rumble in. Thunder streaks across the sky, a storm that seemingly comes out of nowhere. And from the other side of the field, there's a dwarf dressed in white wolf's cloaks, as the wolf's fur is blowing in the wind, antlers fixated to a ghostly crown. He stares at you with a giant hammer strapped to his back, his eyes blue with fire, his beard red with passion. And he steps forward and he's like, "Do not blame me for your misfortunes, Dag."
I'm not blaming you for anything. I just want you guys to leave me alone.
We have not been able to get involved for some time. Our powers are waning. Something is destroying the Pantheon.
And why should I care?
I'm not saying you should care, but how dare you take the world's troubles and blame it on us when it is you, as mortals, who stopped believing and took our strength away to prevent this shit from happening ever again. He's fucking pissed. Go join the other non-believers, Dag, and rot in eternity. And then all of a sudden, as if nothing happened, he goes away, the rain stops, the thunder stops, there's a flash of lightning as he disappears, and the clouds begin to peter out again. And that's right when Kethra comes out of the mine, followed shortly by Nightbreed and Grim.
We all walk out, we're whistling.
Yeah, actually, you guys are walking out right as the rain is stopping, and there's a bunch of fresh puddles on the ground, and a thunderstorm is quietly rolling away.
Good thing we missed that.
Dag is soaked.
But he was not the lucky one.
I'm glad I wasn't the first out.
I know, right?
All right. So you guys are going to head out?
Yes, I think it's time to... We need to pass by the witch's hut to get to Calgary.
Well, Calgary's done. I mean, everybody in Calgary's dead.
In Gainsborough is what I meant.
Oh, Gainsborough. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gainsborough. You would have to pass by her house, and then it's a 2-day walk to Gainsborough.
All right. We gotta go drop off these stones and collect some payment.
Yeah. Do you remember what she offered you?
No, but I will, because I have...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're talking about the scroll. Yeah. That's right. She didn't want the stones. It's 75 gold for delivering a piece for delivering the stones to... Or no, it was 75 gold total for delivering the stones.
The stones.
Alright, so you guys head off in the direction of the witch's hut. Again, I just need a perception from Megan and a survival from Troll as you guys solemnly make your way back. Excellent.
Oh my god, Troll. Why? You're never
'Cause we're not
allowed
in
to roll
combat.
survival.
We're
Not
not
in combat. It's opposite dice roll day.
No,
All right.
Specifically, he's not shooting an arrow.
Yeah.
So nothing comes your way. The traveling's tough because the rains have made the grass so thick and the grass is so tall that it's kind of like walking in snow. So instead of just gliding across the plains like you were, everybody's kind of striking their way through the plains with their legs. And night falls before you guys get to the hut. Now, Grim, you know it's not far. You could push for the hut. Or you could bed down for the night.
Well, I'm actually going to turn the group and well, guys, we're not too far, but It's been a very, very long day.
Oh, you guys hear a howl off in the distance.
Pull out my torch again.
Run to the witch's hut. Get me the fuck away from those wolves.
GTFO wolves. So I guess it looks like we're pushing on then.
All right, everybody decides to push on.
Nope.
Okay, so I need you all to make the same rolls again.
Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
Balls.
Yeah.
All right,
We
so
switch roles.
believe it or not, even Kethra, you're having a hard time seeing anything. You're just sweaty and pushing along, but you guys make it back to the witch's hut, no problem.
Yay!
The witch and the witch and the woman are probably asleep, but your camp is still set up.
Nice. Slip right into bed.
Yeah, I laid the
Yeah.
bag of rocks down and use it as a pillow.
All right. So I have a note here of how many times you guys have used your long rests. This is the second night, so Trevor, you regain 3 of your hit dice, not 4.
Yay!
Kethra, you gain 1 of your hit dice. And Grim, you used 1 last night. And Dag, you used 1 last night. Or no, you didn't. So it was just Grim.
I used one.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know why it didn't take it away. So you guys don't get that one regenerated yet, because it takes a couple days for them to regenerate. But Trevor used 3 that first time because he got effed.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you guys wake up in the morning. Dawn streaks across the sky. The plains welcome the morning in with a pink hue. And your 2 days journey out from Gainsborough.
Well, I'll start again, putting my armor on, and then waking everybody up and getting us prepared. Those who are
Excellent.
not awake.
So you wake everybody up. You all get up early in the morning. The blonde gathers her things and walks over to you. And she's like, "Are you ready to go?"
I nod.
And she just kind of is quiet. And she nuzzles up to you because, not nuzzles, but kind of like gets really close to you. And you and her were the ones who originally went at it when you guys were bringing her back to the witch's hut. You threatened to
Yeah.
leave her. She's like, "Sarsa is a wonderful woman. I think you were right about her. I don't intend on telling the town guard anything about it."
Good. That's for the best.
All right, so you guys venture off again. I'm going to need the same rolls, and I also need you guys to knock off 3 Cheryl rations, or 2, because she gave you Portia 1 time.
And I did make sure to say goodbye to the witch.
Oh yes, actually, do you?
We all had
I
a
think-
going away thing.
I think that's definitely a scene worth visiting. Sarsa walks up to you, Nightbreed, and she says, "There's a book I'm looking for. It has the secret to the fountain of eternal youth. If you find it, come and find me." And then she slides information on the book into your hand, squeezes your hand and winks at you, and then walks away. And then, of course, right before she gets into the hut, her form goes from the beautiful elven form back to her real
Creepy
form.
ass witch form.
Yeah, and she ventures inside.
Remember, you had sex with me.
She's like, "Ha!
Remember me,
Got him!"
young man?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Oh my god. So same rolls, everybody.
And this time we're making good pace.
Trevor went from
Walking tub.
so excited to not.
Good God!
All right.
We make no
So-
progress the first day.
You do not travel 1 day's worth of travel before the end of the following night. And now you're out in the wilderness, so we need somebody to establish a watch order. Everybody take off a 3rd days of trail rations. And who's got first watch?
I'll take first.
Who's got second?
I'll take
I will.
second.
Oh, okay. I'll take third then.
All right.
And as usual, I have my perimeter are set up, but I'm sleeping in the rowboat tub within lockdown mode.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, with this detector thing, we all could sleep.
Oh yeah, by the way, you have that 4th piece now. Nightbreed.
Oh, did I collect it? Okay.
No, you said, "Hey, I want to take out that 4th piece," and then somebody said that it was in the wagon. You wanted to do something with it.
Oh, yeah. Once we get to the wagon, I'm gonna take it out and add it to the bunch of other ones.
Oh, okay, I see. So you're just keeping them together. Perfect.
Well, actually, I guess if that night, if we're at the camp, I want to play with them.
Yeah, you're out in the middle of nowhere now. You're not at the witch's hut, so.
I'm gonna open the canvas and kind of like put them together, fit them all together. Just
yeah, when you go to draw them together, they kind of go shunk, like a magnet.
Managnet?
A magnet.
And even knowing that I probably shouldn't be playing with fire, I continue to piece it together. Is it still missing some?
Huh?
Is it still missing some pieces?
Nope, it's all there. You're holding the last piece going. If I put this in, the circle will be complete.
Do it.
All right, so you complete the circle, and all of a sudden it starts gyrating and making a lot of noise and and as it's making the noise, it starts to shrink and shrink and shrink, and you go from holding it like a hula hoop to all of a sudden you're holding it in 2 hands, and then all of a sudden you're holding it in 1 hand, and it's a ring.
Ooh, that's pretty neat. Well, then I'm going to. I want to cut like a ribbon or something and wear the ring around my neck.
Okay. Can I?
Or I mean, if there's a.
No, I got something for you, if you don't mind. May I take some liberty here? That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, by all means.
Okay, so let's say that when you pull your cloth back, you already have a chain there. And then when you pull the chain out, it's your wife's wedding ring.
Oh, I like it.
Slip it onto your chain, and then put it back around your neck.
The black hole forms.
I mean, and I do this like I'm very. At first, once it gets to the size of a like small ring, I'm hesitant to touch it. I'm even
right,
hesitant.
but you can't drop it on the ground either, because like,
Exactly.
well, there goes the fate of mankind. No.
But I'm definitely not putting it on.
Okay, so you go. You put on your chain. So who had first watch?
I do.
Perception.
Well, but do we need watch since he's got his little machine thing up?
Sure, you could
Right,
not
so
have watch.
It helps to have one person awake just in case something happens.
Like a flying
Okay.
creature comes down and takes one of you while you're sleeping in the proximity of it's just like,
Goddamn giant eagles.
yeah, you're on
Ooh.
vigilant watch and you don't see anything during your watch. The night is quiet. The blonde girl's kind of awake with you. She starts asking passive questions, but you can tell she's not flirting. She's just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, second one up.
That would be me.
And this is when you play with the ring.
My precious.
Mhm.
Nothing happens. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Number 3. Kethra, while you're out, you feel a thud, 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 thud.
I wake everyone up.
Thud, thud, immediately.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well-
guys, but not to where they
Yeah.
like, fucking freak out and are like, oh my god, something's coming!
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels like tremors in the ground going thud, 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 thud. But you don't really hear anything other than a rustling of grass.
How far away is it?
Are you gonna put your ear to the ground and try to find out, or?
Ooh, I
Well,
want to
my
do
detector
that.
has a 100-foot radius.
Oh no, your detectors aren't going off.
Okay. Ready. So it's
Uh,
nothing physical then.
Troll,
I'll
Grim
do
could
it for
probably roll
survival.
survival. Yeah. So you put your ear to the ground like, damn, okay. Your eyes widen. And your face pales. It is the sound that you've heard before in different circumstances. There's an army marching pretty close.
Ooh.
Bo!
Hide!
All right, guys. There's an army marching. Can I tell if they're coming towards our way or not at all from us?
They're going in the same direction.
Oh,
Can you tell us which direction they are or which direction they're in?
they're coming from the direction we came.
Yeah, they're coming from the caves, headed toward Gainsborough.
We should probably get there first.
I concur.
All right, so
One of us should go and see what the army is.
I volunteer. That sounds fun.
yeah, you got to have good stealth and good perception.
Here's your key. Make yourself sneaky.
All right, roll your stealth. Nailed it.
Nice.
You just kind of melt into the grass. Even they're like, the hell? Go ahead and roll a perception. Okay, so you travel out for a little bit and you reach a ridge and you look over and you don't see an army, but you do see a cloud of dust coming for Gainsborough. Like the moonlight is shining off the dust. There's a lot of glints of weaponry catching the moonlight. But you can't tell how many there are.
Does you see what they are?
No.
No, it's all dusty.
I'll let you spend an inspiration if you want to re-roll that.
I
At
do.
11.
I do.
Okay, so as they march closer, that's when you realize that there's about 200 of them marching in a column formation. And as you're looking, you hear something snap behind you, and you turn around and you see a warg with an orc rider, and his spear is pointing right at you.
Fuck my
And
life.
he's holding a dead crow in his hand, and he goes... And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh man, way to leave it on a cliffhanger, man. I like that ending. I love that ending, actually.
With
Yeah.
my awesome shot.
With your awesome shot, yeah, there's like just a hole in his crow, and he's like, somebody kill my crow.
I'll just be like, I am not the monk you are looking for. Pass without a trace. Bye!
Oh, What I was imagining actually was like, you know, the villain from Mulan, and he like sends his hawk out, but then one day his hawk doesn't come back, and he finds out that there's a fucking arrow in it. He's like, those sons of bitches. Yeah, and as he's sitting there shaking his head, looking at you, you see 3 more wargs and orcs, by the way, approaching from behind.
Disappear! Disappear!
Well, you can. We have a long
You know
rest.
what? I'm actually gonna. I hate doing this, but I'm gonna extend the scene and let you disappear because
Poof, yes.
you're not gonna remember that the next time we do this. No, we are gonna be good.
I'll
we
just
will-
make a note.
we will-
Megan, remember to poof.
We will let you make your roll,
Bam.
and then we're ending right after this roll.
Oh, okay.
And that's my alarm saying that time is up. So make your roll.
What is that? Stealth roll, I assume?
Yep.
Fuck
Oh
yeah!
my
Fuck
God.
you, guy! Fuck you, guy!
So you just look at him. What is the expression when he goes tisk tisk tisk, and you see his friends coming out from behind him?
I
Is
kind
it
of get like
is it
this
fear? Like, oh
evil...
shit.
No, I kind of get this evil little grin on my face, and I give him the middle finger, and then just disappear into the darkness.
I love that. You're like, poof. And I'm going to say that it's not necessarily that you disappear. I'm going to say that you book like really fast. Like, have you guys ever seen that Battle for Endor movie? That like weird Ewok movie that wasn't actually part of the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
With the kid, the kid and the old man and the really fast bunny Ewok. Yeah. So like, I imagined her going, "Pew!" But all the grass rustles, and he just looks down and he goes, and he squeezes the crow until it just pops in his hand, and then he pulls out a horn and he goes, and then you hear horns responding all throughout the field, and you guys are back at the camp, and you hear, and the sound
That's
of
not a good sound.
the vibrations get fast, and all of a sudden Kethra just comes out of the bushes like, and what do you say, Kethra?
I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here now.
We hear her
And-
before we see her, and as she's running out of
Oh, you don't hear shit.
Run!
Yeah.
Run! She just runs past us.
I don't think she'd scream, because I think that would be like, they would go, she went that way, and follow her. I think with her stealth roll, she literally just emerges out of the grass right in front of you guys, like, clever girl. Yeah. And she's like, we need to get the fuck out of here right now. And that is where we will officially end it.
Good game, guys. Good game.
Yay for
Good
my
game
epic
tonight.
stealth rolls.
It took us, we were a little rusty in the beginning after 3 months of being away from it, but I think by the second part we were rolling along pretty good, and this is one of the better games we've run, so
Yeah,
thank you
with
guys.
the freaking rage troll, or gamer rage troll, and went off to Mars, kind of taking the lead on the role playing.
Yeah, actually, not only that, but the killing. Like, all of you, the moment you hit that second floor, and I'm like, the health of these creatures could be like 25 apiece. And then you guys are just like, meow. And then the one that I thought I was going to get, the one that was pinned on the ground, fucking blew one in half with his power fist, so. No, very good job.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm going to
I'm
give...
a wild card.
I'm going to give out experience if you guys don't mind. For defeating your foes.
And, having a shouting match with a god.
And having a good shouting match with the god. Yes. That's always a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to look in my monster manual of awards here. Did any of you have any questions before we wrap up?
No.
Who are you?
All
No,
right. No questions. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Did we level up?
I don't think you leveled up, but I definitely think you got a lot of, oh, cool. Because,
What is the XP for the next level?
6,500.
yeah, because you guys are on level 4, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. My calculator won't come up on my computer, so I'm just going to bring it here because even though I could do the math,
It's late.
Google.com.
there we go. 675 experience for each of you.
Damn.
Each?
Yeah, each one of those werewolves, or the fucking goblin were things, were 450 apiece.
Nice.
It's not my fault you guys steamrolled them.
Yeah, we got a good cast of characters right now.
Yeah.
It helps that we also dealt with an hour and a half of tech problems and got that out of the way, as opposed to our normal sessions where it kind of pops in and out throughout.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's why Astro didn't talk much last time, is because his mic was failing.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why I had to keep myself on mute.
Well, write down your treasures. Be sure, Kethra, to remove the box out of your inventory, the coin box.
Yeah, I did.
And do remember that you have a bag of approximately 50 gold. Astro.
Yes, I have it
he
written
gave
down.
you that bag. And Troll has 2 of those bandages left, just to confirm.
Yep.
and you also have the dragon heart.
Yeah.
All right.
And I believe I'm down to 9 arrows.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta get you to restock. You're about to fight an army. All right, so I did want to thank all of you for coming by, and especially since it's such a late night, but it's going to be a beautiful game. I do appreciate everything that you guys have done, and we will be back most likely next week, if not the week after, because we are done with our 3-month breaks. So thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. We've got more content coming out, and stick around, because on July 4th and July 5th, I am going to be posting like 10 videos of all the videos I've been recording during my hiatus. So thank you very much, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.